Yo, it's Dougie Fresh in the flesh, hitting you my best to the last breath. Yes, sizzling, delivering with zeal and zest to help you on your quest of becoming your best. I'm here at the Muscle Marijuana Mansion, and this place has a library in it. Multiple libraries, in fact. And it's funny, you know, Brian Tracy says, did the $1 million man in the $1 million house get the house first, or did they have the library? The chicken did come before the egg. Meaning, these books were mostly had before, you know, this mansion was gotten. So let's take a look, right? Let's take a deep, you know, see exactly what's inside here, because, you know, most of us, we don't have access to this type of 10-bedroom, 11-bathroom house with multimillionaires in it and see what they read. You know, it's hard to get access to that. So that's why I think this would be extremely valuable to get access and see exactly what this library looks like. So let's dive in. Again, these books aren't mine. I have some of these books, and they just have these random books here, which, you know, I don't know too much about. We can actually, these magazines, these British humor, I see these very different books, you know, get a shot of that, Life in America. So these historical taxation books, different volumes of things, but let's focus on the books we can recognize right now that I can share with you. We got 101 Nights of Greatest Romance. I'll start with that. Funny because you gotta keep everything in line. You're gonna have your leanings as you go for success, meaning you might be too warrior in the sense that you're going out with business, so you have to be eclectic. And that's one thing you'll notice throughout this library as we go through. Okay, we have other ones from Seas to Skillet. NLP, I saw as a powering thing, where you're basically tricking your brain and training yourself to believe in yourself. You can believe in yourself the long way, which is, you know, something I've been doing. I've been believing in myself more and more as I'm on this hero's journey. You know, going to strength camp, coming out here, and my belief in myself is getting greater and greater, but a shortcut to that is through NLP, and actually to influence others as well, and to trick yourself to feeling great states and stories and strategies. So it really, you know, Tony Robbins talks a lot about that, and that's interesting. Now this book, I'm very familiar with. This is one of my favorite books. I actually did a book club review on it. The link will be right here. It's one of my better book club reviews. Keith Ferrazzi is actually in LA. This book's, you know, goes beyond networking. It talks about connections. So definitely check out that book in my Doug Book Club. Very good book. I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that book. Emotional intelligence, something that's absolutely critical and crucial to you keeping your head, becoming a good leader, not getting too loose on your ends. So this is a critical, crucial book. Adam, real quick, come on in here. I'm talking about $1 million library. This is Adam Farquhar. What is your top books? Real quick.
My top books is The Dream Giver.
I just read that book.
What'd you think of it?
I love it. It's like a hero's journey. The giants and that. I love it. I'm going to do a book review on that upcoming soon.
That's definitely one of my favorite books. Think and Grow Rich was absolutely a game changer for me to expand my vision. The Millionaire Next Door, that was awesome. That was a great book. I think for me, the books that were at the very beginning, probably the most important ones, were the ones where you have to be the kind of person you want to be. It's not gonna let you be the person you are, right? So for me, I had to really understand the fact that I didn't really have. I mean, you could think of it for however you want, but I knew that I didn't have what it took to become the person I wanted to be. I knew that I had to suit up. I knew I had to read books and change myself and all those things. So I read books that helped me go through a transition of mindset. Instead of just learning things, which are great, I wanted to find books that could help me make that transition of the person I wanted to become. So those were probably the best books for me.
Yeah, another thing I want to ask is, the library. You have a lovely, luxurious lifestyle now. You may have multiple homes. So did you get the library first, or did you get the big houses and get the success, and then you got the library?
No, every single place that I go to, I always have my own little baby library, I guess you could call it. And it started like that. I would actually, before, even when I was like 15, 16 years old, I would actually go to like thrift stores. I would go to places where I would always try to find a good book to read. Not only that, but you know, one of the things that I did that always also made me look a little smart was the fact that I always carried a book with me. Everywhere I went, no matter even if I went out somewhere, I was always that guy holding a book, and people would always be curious about it. And not only that, but automatically like made me seem smart, the fact that I was holding a book with myself. And I started just like piling up books, and now I just have more books than I can count on.
Right.
And pretty much everywhere. I think it's definitely my best friend that I can go ahead and take anywhere with me. So.
Great. I'm gonna put a link to our video we made in the hot tub right here. That was good. He'll share more wisdom there. And last thing, out of all these books here, which one would you recommend my audience to watch? There's maybe a couple you want to pick out before I go through them.
Let's see. Tony Robbins is definitely good.
Yep, there you go.
Let's see.
This is great insight, by the way, guys.
I think this is definitely a great book. Because what it does, it actually talks to you about things that you have to actually do for people. And I always like thinking about your customers first because of the fact that this book will actually give you customer-driven response type of ideas towards your business also. That's one of the best things that I got out of the book. There's the book that I was talking about. This is kind of boring, but
Millionaire Mind?
dude, this, anytime that you see this, the art of war, become swift about it like he talks about. Swiftness is the swift of greatness. So what you got to do is become swift when it comes to reading books. And anytime that you read, you get one of these art of wars, read it. I mean, I've got one of the original ones from like years and years ago. That was one of the gifts that I got when I was like 17. Absolutely game changing for me because you can apply it really in relationships, in your business, in your life, just like how to go out and make this happen. This is definitely one of the best.
I appreciate you coming in. It was a blessing.
Good to see you, bro.
And I'm sure the audience will honor your advice as well.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Cheers.
What a gift. Now let's dive back into it. Take value. Write down what he just said, ladies and gentlemen. Because he's been sharing a lot of wisdom with me and I'm blessed for it. And as you see, I give him a blessing saying, hey, you're an angel coming in here. So let's get back into it. I believe we're down here. That was a little added bonus. Okay. So let's, just to show you the power of this house. When you're talking about someone who retired at age 24 and was a millionaire at age 18 who just stepped into the scene. Now, emotional intelligence, I was talking about the first seminar I went to after, I read Awaken the Giant Within. Tony Robbins was talking about go to seminars. It was an emotional intelligence seminar and I paid $150 for it. I didn't even know what a seminar was, but I just looked it up and I went to it. So that was pretty cool to do that. Iron John, all about being a man. Elliot Holst recommended it. I hung out with Jarek Robbins down in Tampa, Tony Robbins' son, and he recommended the Iron John book. The Way of the Seal, Mark Divine, very empowering book, very solid. I looked through it, I didn't read it, but I looked through each chapter, very powerful. Got some Scientology going on here, interesting. I'm not sure of if anyone's heavily into that, but there's good in everything, every cult or religion. I was reading some Osho, the Bible, I just got a book by Buddha, so there's gems. You look at the commonalities, you look at the reoccurring themes in these books, and you take that. Now, what else we have here? This one I wanted to A Happy Pocket Full of Money, More on Wealth. Idea Virus, I have this at my house, but I haven't read it yet. Now that I see it at this mansion, when I go back home to Philly, I'm going to read this book. Why? Because I saw it in here. Sigmund Freud, Psychoanalysis. Ty Lopez talks about this book. No one understands you and what to do about it. Neil, can you see this all fine? Good, so we got No One Understands You, What to Do About It. We got Anthony Robbins interviews with Frank Kern and John Reese. So we have extra stuff. The King of Knowledge. That's an interesting looking book here. So these are some books you're seeing here, guys, that you can order yourself. This Civilization and Its Discontent. I've never seen this on any YouTube video before, this type of source of information. How to Build a Network Marketing Leaders, Volume 1. Profit Hacking, we have another book here. Profit Hacking. See, so we have The Millionaire Mind, Presentation Zen, Marketing Judo, fascinating stuff. Okay, what we have here, interesting. Don't Shoot the Dog. So these are some all right, let's check it out over here. We have 2, 3, 4 more shelves to go in this library. I'll do one of mine, personal one, and I'll do one back when I go to Philly for Christmas coming up. So we have this one, Adam recommended. There's other 5-star type books that I know Mark Dharma has. Stephen Hawking, For Beginners. This is a book this book looks fascinating. I'm actually going to check this one out. Stephen Hawking, For Beginners. I saw his movie, it was brilliant. Ty Lopez talks about it a lot, right, Niels?
Yeah.
Nils is a big Ty Lopez guy. Nils, let me introduce Nils. I mean, he's the new intern for Mark Dharma. My good buddy here. So he's helping out. Smart guy. Share. Well, if you remember that quote that you mentioned to Ty Lopez earlier, Charlie Munger one, feel free to share it.
Yeah, Charlie Munger said it's not the smartest, sometimes not even the most diligent that succeed, but they are learning machines. They go
Mm-hmm.
to bed a little wiser than they were when they woke up, and boy, does that help.
Yep.
So that's like my favorite quote that I heard from
Cool.
Ty Lopez, which
Thank
is
you.
originally from Charlie Munger. Yeah.
Yep. Not in big spurts, but day by day you get ahead. And one of the avenues to do that is through reading. So we have more books on that. We have Tony Robbins' Money Mastery. Like I said, Awaken the Giant Within is my #1 favorite book. Innovation and Entrepreneurship. This is a gift I got Mark Dama. I got it at a Goodwill store, a thrift store, for about $1.50, and I gave it to Mark. Mark's taking a class in university, and he has one of the Peter Drucker books. So I noticed that. I said, "Oh, let me get Mark this Peter Drucker book." We got Pitch Anything One Class. I've heard a lot about this book. I skimmed it at the library once. I know Ty's good friends with him as well. In Pursuit of Excellence, The CEO Difference, Likeable Business. Interesting. Here, I'll pop that one out. The Tao of Warren Buffett. I have the Warren Buffett Way. This one seems interesting. So again, very fascinating books. I hope you guys are, order a couple. This is my call to action right now. Order at least 3 of the books I'm showing you. Order at least 3 of these. This is very powerful stuff. We have The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma. He wrote The Leader with No Title. He wrote many great books. He's in the 5 a.m. club. He talks about act on life will life will act on you. That's one of his quotes I like a lot, something like that. So Robin Sharma is great on leadership. Outliers, we got this at the event, the seminar last weekend. We have personality typing, fascinating. Entrepreneur Solution, I read this one, was fascinating. Entrepreneur Solution, where this one I found to be really cool. Bam, right, that's exactly, I just opened up right to it. That's like a premise of the book. Clarity, courage, and character identity. And the book is very good. Talks, obstacles the way, type of mindset, innovation. Very interesting stuff. This one's good. Millionaire Fastlane is another good one. We have more on love 2.0, capturing community, collecting contemporary art. Okay, smarts and stamina. Cool. Let's look down here now. The Complete Book of Chinese Health and Healing. So, good health books here. This is kind of the health portion. You see Body, Mind, and Sport. Eat Right for Your Type. Lifestyle Fitness Coaching. Some of these are Mark Dama's books. We got Autobiography of a Yogi. Parmesh Yogandi. Now, Russell Simmons has talked a lot about him. I read all Russell Simmons' book. I read Do You, Success Through Stillness, and Super Rich. I highly recommend all 3 of those books. They're not here, but recommend those. But yeah, this book, Autobiography of a Yogi, phenomenal. I heard Wade Lightheart. That's his favorite book. I learned it at the non-jobs last year. This is great. Oh man, I love this. Books excite me. Total Knockout Fitness, Fit Moms for Life, Gardeners, Total Knowledge of Fitness, Train Like an Action Hero, Basketball to Success. We got some Motivation Manifesto. This was already in the house. I read this one. Very poetic, very powerful. And I'm going to do a book review on this too. If I have not done that yet, so I'm going to do that upcoming as well. And before we go to the last portion, I'd like to make a metaphor that books are interesting. I noticed this in life, that the best things in life are on the top shelf. Imagine a briefcase with $1 million in there. And there's a mansion, even car, whatever you want. Everything at the top of that shelf, if it could fit up there. Incredible relationships, kids that respect you, everything that is truly valuable, every gold, pearl, diamond, ruby, gem, and emerald there is, and that's shining, glistening, sparkling, gleaming, and glowing at the top shelves in life. Now, here's the thing. What do we look at? We look at all the poverty, all the negative, and all the, what is maybe, but there's more to life, and that's in the top shelf. And each book you read, and all the wisdom you get, seminars you go to, but each book you read, you can literally step and stand on. Right, with a winning mind, you can step and stand on and grow. And really, literally, I'm stepping on this. Check it out, and my reach is further now. And I can stack these books, right? And I can stack them, and I can get closer and closer to all those things I desire. That's what's got me here. That's what's going to continue to get me far. That's what got Adam so far. Nils is reading as well. So it's like, this can really level you up. This can really escalate you, elevate you, levitate you to the next dimension of your evolution. So, man, books, see, I'm getting excited about it. The book you don't read won't help, Jim Rohn says. But if you can look at the books like this, it's an empowering metaphor. It's an empowering way to look at it. If you look at it that way instead of, oh, nerds read, or I don't read, that's not cool. Well, if you look at it the way I look at it, you'll go through 44 books a year, which I just done this year. So I invite you, challenge you to read more books this upcoming 2016. Back into the last couple of books. We got With Winning Mind, Archetypes. Who are you? Archetypes. You know the 4 archetypes: King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. But there's more. In fact, Big Mike told me for breakfast there's about 32. He said. We got Jab, Jab, Right Hook by Gary Vaynerchuk. He also has some other good books. This is becoming outdated. So these social media books you have to stay current with. I know that for a fact. So, like, look, we got globes right now. The globe is getting taken away from by apps. You go to Google Maps, so like even books almost can become extinct. But I like having the book. So Kindle or book will disrupt you. By Jay Salmon, who I just saw speak at the Ty Lopez event, he's talking about how these apps are changing everything. You know, there was a desk and he kept taking things away from the desk, and everything's been changing. So read a book on cutting edge and apps and innovation. Books, I think, are a spark of that innovation that you can create to take away all these things on the desk. I mean, I have to show you the thing. Check out Jay Salmon, Disrupt 2. That's another great book. All right, last couple things here. We got Wheat Belly, Zen and Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. My mom told me to read that one. Management Challenges for 21st Century. Think Positive for Great Health. New Strategic Selling, Brick by Brick. Oh, another 5-star principle book by Richard Koch, I believe. The Heart of Matter. The Tao of Love and Sex. Fun stuff we're checking out here. Oh, this book is classic. Jim Rohn recommends this. The Lessons of History by Will and Ariel Durant. They're some of the best historian teachers. We got some Plato. We got some Bhagavad Gita. We got some really good. The Art of Living. Socrates we got in here. And guys, that's all I'm going to give you. The great masters. Some really good stuff here. Some wines and spirits. Some good stuff here. Cheers to this library. And I hope you guys benefited a lot of value. We got a couple more here of our personal books. We got more Peter Drucker, The Effective Executive, E-Myth, Brian Tracy, Selling, Personal Branding. Look at these guys. They all read, right? Leaders are readers. Not all readers are leaders, but leaders are readers. I challenge you to be that leader and read, because always remember, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Books can help you reveal that. Knowledge can help you see that. It's really enlightenment. So let's say this room was a lot darker. Right, this room was a lot darker. Bam! The light would shed light on the room. And you can't see a certain spot in darkness, but the light would allow you to see it. And I think that's another thing books allow you to do. We got the ultimate selling machine. You got a laptop, which is full of wisdom. You got a pen and paper, which is also full of wisdom. You read a book, you put it in, take your highlighted notes from what you read, put all those highlighted notes in something like a notebook, and highlight those notes. And this is really powerful when you can do something like that. So one of the tools I do here. Oh, let's keep it going. We got audio books here. Hello. This is it. Books and audio. I go for a morning walk out in the Hollywood Hills, and it's like amazing. I'm listening and learning. So I got interviews. The Paleo Manifesto by John Durant. It's like a book review on him. So I'm constantly learning. The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell. This is like an audio summary of that book. So you can check out my book club again, which I'll post below. I call you and challenge you to be a compelling person and read. And one of the ways I do that is by calling you to action right now. I want you guys to go to the library, and invest in 3 of the books you saw here today. Okay? 3 books. Stay hydrated. Eat well when you read. Make sure you're on top of yourself so you can stay focused. Maybe go for a break when you read. Okay? And the last thing is, so as you read, make it a practice, make it a habit. Learn from millionaires who have read and find out what they read, and maybe find your unique motivations for reading. Do things like audiobook and write them down and write in the book. And lastly, get the books, but also click my link here. Check out the books from my book club, the Doug Book Club. I have over 25 videos on that, and continuing every week. I'm going to get back into it. Hope this helped. Oh, I know it did. Stay fresh, stay blessed, stay smart, stay strong. Peace.